Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the Every Girl Network, this is Cheers to Chick Flicks, breaking down and discussing the latest and greatest chick flick films. Crack open a bottle and let's cheers to chick flicks.
You guys.
I'm telling everyone to watch.
Cheers.
I'm not paying attention.
Cheers.
Cheers
to
you
chick
guys.
flicks.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to talk tonight, but let's take a sip real quick.
I mean, first things first. Come on.
First things first. I am Marielou Mandl, and this is Cheers to Chick Flicks. So make sure you do follow us at the Popcorn Talk Network. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can follow on Twitter. All of those things. And I've got two of my favorite co-hosts ever. Introduce yourself, ladies.
Hi, I'm Pegah Rad. You can follow me on Twitter at Pegah Rad.
Hi, guys. I'm Kate Aquillano, and shockingly, you can find me on Twitter at Kate Aquillano.
Yes, and tonight we are talking about Pitch Perfect 2.
Oh.
Now, the fun thing about our show is that
You do a little acapella there?
yeah, it's great.
I'm not joining in.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we, in addition to talking about the movie, we also drink, and we've got a signature drink for Pitch Perfect 2 that Pegah will tell us about.
Yes. So this, you guys, I don't know if you can see, but this is called a gumdrop martini or gumdrop cocktail. And we have it pulled up here. So it is 1 part vanilla, whipped cream. So if you guys, whipped cream vodka. If you guys have ever seen like the flavored vodkas, it's the whipped cream vodka. So 1 part of that, 2 parts lemon lime or cream soda, whatever you guys prefer. 1/4 part of a favored liqueur or to taste. So just dabble around with it, see what tastes good for you. Yeah, just mix and match. And then colored sugar for the glass. We opted out of that, but if you guys want to put like some colored sugar around the rims, make it really fun on your martini glasses, that'd be awesome too. And that's it. You've got the ingredients for an awesome gumdrop cocktail.
And I really like it.
It's really tasty.
Yeah.
And they're fun.
There's nothing not to like.
I chose these today just because each girl has a different color. It kind of reminded me of each girl on the a cappella team, you know, like
on
the
the
individual.
Bellas.
Yeah, on the Bellas.
It's a good choice.
Thank you.
It was fabulous.
Thanks.
Good job. Good job. So let's get into the movie. Pitch Perfect 2 just came out a few weeks ago. Yeah. Like May 15th, I believe, is when it came out. Directed by Elizabeth Banks. Written by Cannon. I wrote it down. Hold on. I messed it up.
Well,
Yes.
that's fine.
Yes,
Because
we'll get into it. But like, what did you guys
Elizabeth
think?
Banks can do no wrong in my book.
She cannot, and yeah.
And I'm so glad that, this is Hollywood. And even though she kind of created Pitch Perfect, she did. I'm so glad that they gave her the opportunity to direct this because it's just like, it's finally a female-driven cast, female-driven movie. And we don't see those very often in Hollywood. And I love that we got a female director. There's nothing better than having Elizabeth Banks being involved because she knows it the most.
Yeah, because the first one was directed by Jason Moore, and he's like a Broadway director, a musical director, so that makes sense for him to be on that. But for this one, that's like so female-driven. Like this whole vehicle was female-driven, and it beat everyone at the box office.
That's the thing.
Yes.
It just proves that these strong female roles and characters and, ensembles can hold a movie. They can carry the movie, and this one proves it.
Yeah, and this one made more in the opening weekend than Pitch Perfect 1 in its entire theatrical run.
Yeah.
So, pretty awesome.
I do feel like Pitch Perfect, the first one, it did well, but like it really caught on when it was on TV, and like it just word of mouth it just kept going even after the box office.
I agree.
So it makes sense that this one had even like a massive audience.
Right, because the first one became like a cult favorite.
Yeah.
Like because I didn't watch it until last year. Actually,
Really?
I had people who were like, "You have to watch this, Marielou. You would love it." I'm like, "I don't know," and then I finally watched it. I was like,
Me
"What?"
too. I was a little skeptical, like, it might be a little cheesy. No, I was in and I was singing along, and
well, that's the thing. That's the best thing about this movie is like it's our demographic. It's Jimmy Kimmel was talking to Elizabeth Banks. He's like, my mom has her, she's 67 and has all of her friends over to watch this. Guys love it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's a great I don't know, it hits all the points.
Nothing to not love.
Yeah.
This is everything to love. You love everything about it.
It was pitch perfect.
It was.
And I heard that the writer, I'm sorry, it was
Kay Cannon.
Kay Cannon. She has a tiny little role as the reporter in the beginning of the film. Do you guys remember the reporter that was on the street? That was her.
I like that.
on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Very cool.
So let's talk about how our characters have come from the first Pitch Perfect to the second one. So we've got our main girl Becca, who we followed through the first part one of the movie. But I really feel like the movie is about all of them.
Yeah.
You know. So what do you guys feel about her transition from 1 to 2?
Well, it's 3 years later, right? And I kind of, you know, because in the first one she's like very anti girlfriends and like this like camaraderie they're building. I mean, towards the end she loves it.
Yeah.
But I like that she probably has embraced it over the last 3 years. But I didn't like how she felt like she had to, hide her internship from them.
Yeah.
I think that's just part of like her worry or her insecurity. I don't know, in some aspect. But I love that she was still pursuing music producing and, still creating the classic sound, like the new sound of the Bellas. So I was excited to see her.
I feel like if I was her, I would hide my internship as well.
Why?
Only because, what's the name of Amy Snow's?
Brittany Snow.
Brittany
Chloe.
Snow's Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe is
It's
really
intense.
high-strung and intense, and I feel like if she knew that I had something else going on, it would be crazy.
But after 3 years, I would think that like they would have been clear on that relationship.
Yeah.
That, like,
Yeah.
yes, I love the Bellas, but it's not my number one. Like I care about it, but come on.
real life's coming up.
To, like you said, to Chloe, it is her everything. I mean, she's been in college, 6 years?
Yeah,
7
she,
years?
she failed on purpose.
So she can like continue being a Bella. So I kind of get that, but it was a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
let's move on.
And then so we've also got, when we get to Brittany Snow's character, we like see that she has purposefully failed to continue being a Bella. Like I wasn't okay with that.
I wasn't okay with that.
Yeah.
That
But I
don't
like-
purposely fail to stay in school
No,
so you can
be
be in an
smart.
a cappella group. Go work. You
Yeah.
can come back and like mentor,
Yeah.
Exactly.
which is what Anna Kendrick's
Exactly.
character does. She does
I
it.
loved how I'm sure we'll get to it, but I love how they folded in the older characters.
Yeah, she was really great. And then we've got, of course, Rebel Wilson.
Ugh, love.
She's so good. Her one-liners in this one were
I was
hilarious.
Dying.
So good.
The
Yeah.
entire movie. I mean, I was so happy that her and Bumper were still together.
Yes, Bumpa.
So, like,
I think I'm in love with Bumpa.
Her solo to Bumper was just
Dying. I was like, literally crying.
and then we've got our newest Bella, and that's Haley Steinfeld.
yeah.
She did a great
Playing Emily.
job.
Great job.
What was that? Begin Again? Did you guys see that with Keira Knightley and
No, I
Haley
haven't
in
seen
it?
that.
Well, she sang in that movie, so I knew she could sing. So it was actually really cool that she got another part. And did you guys see anything that she actually signed a record deal?
Did she really?
Yeah. So we should probably see some Haley Steinfeld music coming.
Wow.
I love that. And I really like that the character was writing original music, and that be kind of early in the film was her downfall. But it ended up being like what brought her up.
Yeah.
Right. I love that her mom was Katie Seagal.
I know.
I was like, oh my god.
Wait a second. When Katie Seagal, okay, you know at the very end how they had all the old Bellas back?
Yes.
Was she on stage at
Yeah.
all? Oh, I missed that. I saw the lady from
GMA.
Yes.
Robin Roberts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't see Katie.
Okay,
I
she
might
was
have looked
there.
away. Okay.
She was up
But I
there.
thought, I was like, oh, you're in it? That's amazing.
Yeah.
But hey, I love what Haley brought to it, because I think after they've been in the Bellas, this is our 4th year, and it's like they're, I don't know if tired of it is the right word, but like run down, exhausted, and they're going through, like, obviously they've been kicked out, so it's like it's down in the dumps, and it's, so it's nice to have this character come in and like bring the energy back. She's so, like, her whole life has been about trying, like, being a Bella, because her mom told her all these amazing stories about it. So it was nice to see someone like so passionate about it again,
Yeah.
and that rubbing off on all the other characters.
Yeah, and I loved the scene where she's like, I'm here to audition, and she's a legacy, so they're like, oh, all right, we'll kind of bend the rules, and then they're like, I don't know, what do you think about her? She's like, I'm right here. No, it was Rebel. Like, fat, which let's go back to her. I don't like that she refers to herself as Fat Amy
I don't like it
still.
either.
I don't either.
Because they're now just let her be Amy.
Yeah.
She could just be Amy.
Yeah.
I know. I agree. I don't like that part of it.
Yeah.
But
It broke
what
my
are you
heart
gonna
a
do?
little bit. But I was like, okay. But she had
We'll
a really
just call
amazing
her
love
Amy.
story.
We'll just call her Amy.
Yeah, we'll
for
call
now.
her Amy.
Call her
You guys
Amy.
know who we're talking about. She
Come on.
is wonderful. And then we, of course, have the guys, which Pegah.
Let's get started on.
We were talking about like what should we discuss on tonight's episode, and Pegah, I think 4 times
With like 20 exclamation points?
yeah brought
Skylar.
up Skylar. So all right, let's hear it. What'd you think?
He's so gorgeous, and listen, I love my boyfriend to death. So, but this guy can sing and he can dance, and he's so charismatic, and he's so supportive of her, and it's just everything you'd want in a man.
It hit her right here.
It did.
Got right here.
And he had one singing number, right? Well, they kind of sang in the battle, but at the beginning
sang in the
when
beginning.
Emily's coming through.
Yeah.
Did you pass out a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of it, yeah. I was like squeezing my friend's hand. I was like, oh!
Well, in the first one, he's like, it's a bigger character. So I like that in this one, like the boys kind of, like we said, it was very female driven, which I loved. And the boys kind of took a back seat. But like you said, he was very supportive. And that's what I liked about it. He was always just there for Becca. And I'm glad that they were still together.
Yeah.
Not that I doubted it, but they were, they were on the rocks a little bit in the first one. And you never know what happens in college.
Exactly.
It's a rough time.
Did you guys notice that Bumper was a little less douchey in this one?
He's grown up, Pegah. He has matured.
He's got a job now. He graduated.
I love, didn't the first one he goes to like sing background for John Mayer or something?
Yeah.
And now he's campus security.
Yeah.
So he's doing great.
But he definitely brought that up where he's like, oh, I know these things about John Mayer, which was so funny in the one where he starts he busts out with Tina Turner. I was dying.
So good.
And they're like, are you
That was a great
saying that
scene.
John Mayer and Tina Turner had a thing? And he's
I
like, yes.
swear.
And
Yeah.
they still disqualified. But I was like,
so
man,
funny.
but he knew.
It was like I said, I loved how they weaved them back in because not everyone's some people had to graduate. It
Yeah.
is 3 years later. So it was cool to have him back. And
Right.
he's like trying to make decisions for the guys group and they're like, dude, you don't get a vote. You're not a part of the group. And he's
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
Yeah, he's like, but my idea is this. And they're like, no, man.
That doesn't matter.
It's not a thing.
It's fine.
Not a thing. And then of the Bellas, I got to interview a little bit earlier one of our girls, Shelly, who plays Ashley.
Love it.
So if you'll remember in the first Pitch Perfect, they go to them and they're like, who are you two? And then she says, no, we've literally been here the entire time.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the video of that and see what Shelly has to say.
Cool.
Characters having, being like, oh, we've always been here, but
Yes.
like not saying anything. Did that just come up? Was that written in? How did that come about?
For the first movie, it was actually we were solely the characters that sang, and we were silent in the back, and so it was actually one of our last days of filming when we filmed that last scene, and our director finally said, you know what, girls, we're gonna cut to you. Why don't you, if you feel like it, why don't you say something? And so I threw in this line that said, we've literally been here the whole time, and it made the cut, and it's to this day, from what I'm hearing and, based on Twitter and even my friends, one of the favorite lines of the movie, which I'm, so grateful to because I was just like, I'm just trying to talk.
Yeah, you're just like trying to get a line in.
So it kind of became the joke, and which really went along with the script because the script is something of, it kind of just makes fun of itself. We're not here to try and be serious or change the world, or poverty or anything. We're just trying to bring joy and smiles with music and comedy, and to poke fun at yourself is one way of doing that.
Yeah.
And so that's what I love about the movie. And so, here in the second time around, we kind of take it a step further, and just kind of become so irrelevant that the whole joke is, who knows which character is which? You can't tell which one's Jessica and which one's Ashley because we're just kind of sitting there in the back. We like to think we're kind of the sanity of the group. You've got all of these crazy characters trying to top each other one after the other. So we just sit back and let them all do their thing. And we're kind of those, paddling feet under the water with like the surface of the duck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was my interview earlier with Shelley Regner. You can find that on Popcorn Talk Network. I Talk Movies, and if you want to see the entire interview, we talked a lot more about Pitch Perfect 2, about working with Elizabeth Banks, and some of her other projects she's got going on. But it was improvised.
I love that.
So
but
awesome.
I'm actually friends with Kelly Jaggle, who plays the other non-speaking role of the group, and I have to talk to her about that because I'm going to be like, so really that was not scripted, and because it literally is, like she said, one of my favorite lines of the whole movie.
Yeah. It's really great, but it was improvised. But in addition to that, like so many of the other scenes were improvised as well. Yeah. Especially like Rebel Wilson and
Adam.
Yeah, Adam. It was just improv.
They're the best.
Really?
But yeah, like
they're the best.
Just shooting stuff off. And what Shelley was saying is that she was happy she did not have scenes with Rebel because she didn't know if she could keep a straight face.
I wouldn't be able to.
She's so good.
Yeah,
I can't believe
fabulous.
it. But I love those two in the movie because it's just like, no, I've been here the whole time. I love it.
And then we've got some of our other secondary Bellas who like the girl who like everything's like, at least I didn't get killed, or like once I graduate I'm gonna go back to Guatemala. I was like want.
I was talking to a friend who had seen this and they're like, yeah, that was funny at the beginning, like one, and then the second time, but it kind of, you're just like, oh, like then you kind of just feel bad because it keeps going and you're like, this is I know it's supposed to be funny, but like
I felt that way too. Like the third joke, I was like, okay, like this is
Yeah, you know what? I also got a little much of the creepy one.
It's so funny because you're watching it in the theater and she'll say something and then you hear everybody around you go, what did she say? And because you don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's totally the joke.
One of my favorite parts was when she like is a ninja and like has the knife to like cut. I think it's Becca who's in it at the time. And I'm just like, she's insane. Like, she's going to grow up to be a serial killer. Yeah. She has, like, knives coming out of her pocket.
Hey, I sometimes carry a pocket knife, too. But, like, if there's...
But you talk at a normal volume.
Yeah. But that, maybe...
It was funny.
The scariest ones.
Yeah.
Who know what's really happening. I'm just saying.
Hey, guys.
We need to be careful about this somehow.
And she takes a drink.
As she takes a drink. One of my favorites, though, is Stacy, the one who's always like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do whoever it takes to get this.
I was like, do whatever it
She's
takes.
like, yeah, that too.
Uh-huh.
Those one-liners are great.
Yeah.
Her character's just super funny.
So good. Elizabeth Banks, I feel like, had a lot to do with like the delivery and like
because she's like so comedic also,
yes.
and like really comedically trained, and like I love her.
Yeah.
I love you, Elizabeth Banks. I love you. I love you so much. So now we're 3 years later from Pitch Perfect 1, and that is reflected in their clothes as well. So the costumes were a really big thing, and it's actually become a line at Express.
What?
Pitch Perfect inspired outfits that the costume designer Sal Perez is like curating a Pitch Perfect line.
Very nice. Express though.
Well, yeah, I guess that's where a lot of the clothes from the movie they pulled from there as well.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was like really neat because each of them, well, he said they're a little bit more sophisticated. So they have their individual styles, but they're just a little bit more polished because they're older.
They're older. I did notice that. I think they did a good job of making it look like it was 3 years later. Even in like hair. I mean, I even noticed
the hair is flawless.
Hairstyles. Because in the first one, Becca's hair is a little cray.
It was a little disheveled.
Also more movie star.
Also more of a movie star, but the hair was on point. This one
on fleek.
Listen, so with the braids on the sides, I went and was like calling like hood salons. I was like, who can braid this? But I saw it on a day that it was like a Monday, and all the salons were closed. I was gonna get braids on the side of my head. I was gonna do it. I'm still gonna do it.
That would have been cute.
Take a picture. We'll tweet it out.
Yeah.
We'll do like a side by side of you and Becca. Who wore better?
Yes.
Who wore
Probably Anna Kendrick. I love you also, Anna Kendrick. Yes. I have a lot of girl crushes from this movie.
Totally.
That's why this movie is amazing, because everyone, like, you would think in this massive group of females that like one stands out. I mean, obviously Anna Kendrick's, the main girl, but it's also like the other ones hold their own. They all bring something else to this movie that, like, without them, I feel like it wouldn't be complete.
Yeah, and then the individuality.
Yeah.
It meshes all together. Like us. We've got our one who loves to love.
Love to love.
Yeah. And then Kate loves everything.
I try. I did love in this one that they had like a house. It was like their own little sorority house.
That was cute.
I'm like, you guys fancy.
They had to like sled down it at the end.
Yeah,
I would not be fun.
Yeah.
I just
it made
like
me
broken
nervous.
arms in waiting.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like injuries
No,
upon injuries.
not fun. Okay, so then in this movie, so many cameos. Like most good comedies have they're just chock full of cameos. And our first one is pretty big, the Obamas.
Wow. When they cut to them, I could not believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you could tell from the back it was like a sit-in, you know,
Yeah.
but the front, like, wow. That's
But they
great.
got them in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, that can't be
that's
cheap.
huge. Well, you think they paid them? Maybe, and then it went to charity, probably.
Maybe.
I don't
It
know.
went to, what's Michelle Obama's thing? Take 5? Move 5?
Yes.
Dance 5, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It went there.
Yeah,
I
went there.
imagine the little girls, their daughters are like, you gotta
You have
do
to do
must
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I would hope that they're super fans. But then in that scene is where, she's a wrecking ball.
Oh,
Amy.
man.
Poor
Amy. And have
a
you guys
little wardrobe malfunction, just a little bit.
And I love aerial arts and like silks and hammock and stuff. Like, so I was excited to see that in a movie, and then I was like, oh,
She
the
said she
malfunction.
was on Jimmy Fallon, and she said that she trained for 5 weeks for that scene, but she's like deathly afraid of heights because she fell off a roof apparently. And when she was in Fiddler on the Roof, I don't know if this is a true story, but it's from her mouth. But she was like, she told Elizabeth Banks, she's like, I will only do it 3 times. So she practiced for 5.5 weeks, probably for like a 30-minute thing.
Yeah, 'cause she
Wow.
probably was really up that high.
She
Like
was.
it wasn't like a stunt double.
It was 27 feet, she said.
Oh, my gosh.
I would be scared, and I'm not
really
even
scared.
scared of heights.
Yeah.
So, I mean, impressive. Bravo.
Good.
You pulled it off.
Get it? Yeah, I was in a circus class, and I did the Spanish way was like a rope or whatever, and I crawled up, and I was like, I've been high before, but there was at one point I got up and I was like, whoa, this is like way too high. It's way too high. And then I started spinning around because the person at the bottom, it was like a tester class, and then they spin you around, and it was exhilarating. But I was like, enough.
Enough.
Bye.
Down,
Back
back
up.
up.
Yeah, I mean, those things are not easy. So props to Rebel Wilson
That's
for
awesome.
pulling that off.
5 weeks of training. That's like
Yeah.
serious stuff. And then we already mentioned Katie Seagal coming in as Emily's mom.
She did a great job. What? You have a phase?
No, I liked it. I wanted more. It was just kind of like drop her off at college, and then that was it.
What, you want her mom like hanging out with them?
I know. I wanted to like really see her like maybe do like a little montage of her training her like how to sing or
like
something
back
like.
in the day.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I know. I do feel like she was all about the Bellas. I'm like, wait, did you have a life outside of the Bellas in college? But I did not know that she was going to be in it, so that was like a very pleasant
Big surprise, yeah.
Yeah,
I love her.
I was unsure about how the storyline was going to go with this new girl, because we started off seeing that the mom was like, ooh, Bellas, Bellas, Bellas. I was thinking that maybe this Emily character was going to be like, I don't want to be here, but my mom's making me.
Yeah.
But she actually was really into it, and she's like, I want to be here. Here's
She
my original song.
reinvigorates everyone.
Yeah, and she's
love
so adorable.
Adorable.
And then we've got Becca's new boss, which is Keegan-Michael Key.
I love him. Key and Peele, one of my favorite shows. So funny.
I was dying during these scenes.
Yeah, but I couldn't put a finger. Oh, with like the other intern where he's
Dax?
like,
Get in the
"See?
corner."
She brought something useful
But what
to the
about
table.
my sriracha?
I love sriracha. I was like, I understand you, dude. You can't go anywhere without the sriracha.
At Target today, I saw ketchup flavored with sriracha.
Oh, I think I've seen that before.
Yeah,
No,
I haven't
we
tasted
don't-
it. Tried it.
That's
but
not
it was
necessary.
Like, no, you just went straight sriracha.
Just straight. Blah, blah, blah.
If you say one more hipster thing,
Oh my gosh.
I loved all of those scenes.
I was wondering if those were his lines. I'm obviously
improv.
like there was a base script, but like he would just go off, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!"
So good.
Get in the corner. That's my favorite.
Yeah, get the corner.
And he
Turn
just
around.
like scoots back in his chair. I'm like, oh my god, it's so
Pants are
good.
too tight. He's like run around the room. He's like, but I'm wearing skinny jeans.
I know.
He can't
And then
run
he's
around.
literally doing laps. It was great.
Yeah.
Because I've had those internships where you're like, everyone's like scared to talk. And then once you just do say something stupid, they're like, then they give you that face.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't send you to the corner. But I've definitely been in those situations, in those rooms.
They established, I think, that was his nephew or something, though, right? That's why he had to be there?
Oh.
Did I catch that? Or did I make that up?
I did not catch that.
I didn't catch that.
Let us know, Twitter.
Yeah, tell us.
Was Dax his nephew?
I want to feel like he's like, I would fire him if it weren't my nephew.
Oh.
But maybe I'm crossing the wires. I don't know, but I
Maybe.
loved his interactions with Becca also.
Reggie.
Yeah.
She's like, that's me.
I'm Reggie. Don't
I'm
worry.
Reggie.
He's talking to me. I was dying. He's like, Reggie. Wait, the way he would like deliver those.
So good.
So good.
Yeah, he was. I loved him. So then, additionally, in the recording studio, we had Snoop D-O Double G.
Oh my gosh.
I loved. Can I buy that song?
Yes.
That song. I'm sure it's on. I don't.
Becca's
it's on
song,
their
right?
soundtrack.
Yeah, with
With
Snoop
her,
Dogg.
yes.
This Christmas, like they do need to release the Snoop Dogg Christmas album that they were allegedly recording.
I would rock that.
Come on, that when she stepped up and did that little thing on the keypad,
Yeah.
and I was like, I need that song for. I'm a big Christmas music snob.
Me too.
Like
Well,
November 1st. I don't even wait till Thanksgiving. I'll start playing November 1st.
You're like, Halloween's
Whoa,
over.
whoa.
You still got your Halloween hangover. You're
I
like,
don't
"Go play
care.
it."
We're just gonna start Christmas music, and I want
Really?
that song.
Yeah.
It was good.
I'm sure that's on the soundtrack. I'm sure you're not the only one that's
I'll look into
demanding
it.
Snoop Dogg and Anna
And
Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick.
yeah, I'm gonna look into that.
You let me know.
I will. I have
Yeah.
Spotify.
But in that scene, it was so great because she's like, I have an idea. And he's like, all right, fine, whatever. And he's like, just do it again. And he's like, okay.
Do it again.
And then she rocks it.
so good.
it.
She rocks it. And that's how she gets her opportunity. And what's the lesson of this?
Go with your gut.
Yeah.
Take the risk.
Take the risk.
Just
Be bold.
Yeah.
Definitely
Shine bright like a
Snoop Dogg is
diamond.
there.
Shine
There-
bright
what
like
else
a
you got?
diamond.
Can we hear your cheers again? What was your toast
My toes.
that you said when we finished Forever? You were like, I forgot what it was. It
I
was
don't
brilliant, though.
remember.
We'll have to go back and
We'll
look at
go
it.
back and look.
Something about trust, maybe, or no, love. I don't know. It was probably
She
about
used-
love or
with you, it's
trust.
probably
She used
always
to say
about love.
trust is the key to every relationship.
Yes, trust is the foundation of love.
That was it.
I think that was it.
Okay, I think this maybe was Kate's favorite, the cameo of the Green Bay Packers.
Oh my god! So I am a huge Green Bay Packers fan.
I didn't think about that when I was
am
watching.
a huge fan, so I love me some Clay Matthews. I just love that they literally asked to be in the movie because they like literally would sing the songs in their locker room. And like, I don't know the exact exchange, but they found out and they were like, okay, well then do you want to like be in the movie? And they're like literally the Green Bay Packers can sing word for word the final performance of Pitch Perfect 1.
No
Yes.
way.
Can you imagine the Green Bay Packers locker room?
Oh my gosh.
Singing the final performance.
I would
like
pay
word for word.
big
That
bucks for that.
video.
I don't know if
It's okay. Well, how do you know this then?
They said that.
Oh, they just
A locker room full of men singing songs. Sign me up.
It's perfect. But let's talk about them in this one. Clay Matthews was like, come on.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
acting chops. I liked it.
It was so good that I didn't know that was a real Green Bay Packer. I didn't
Hey,
know.
they were
I don't know.
For real.
They were
He's a
real.
linebacker.
I was like, why are they calling them that? It just way over my head.
It was
I had
so
no
funny.
idea.
It was
I almost
so
fell out
good.
of my chair when they were like, our other team is the Green Bay Packers.
I know.
was like, it's
Well,
real.
because I knew that they were in it because it was like all the promos had them in it, but I didn't know how like specifically they were gonna work them in.
Mm-hmm.
And so being in the song battle scene, I was just dying.
Yeah.
They were so good.
good.
I'm like that's just like that's why I love Elizabeth Banks because I think she just fosters that like. Let's have fun. Let's get crazy. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And like that's true because she invited the Green Bay Packers to be in this scene. Like that's so random.
Yeah.
But it like the reward is amazing.
It's perfect.
Pitch perfect.
It's pitch
It was
perfect.
It was like pitch perfect.
It was. It totally was.
Yeah.
And so they sing their first song and it's fun. And then our guy Clay Matthews is like, "Oh, I got this. I got this. I got this." And then he like rips off his sleeves and then
Yeah.
shows
Oh,
his
yeah.
arms. So I was
Because
like,
we
"Good.
want to see that.
The gun show has started."
Yeah.
And that they don't sing the song, and I really wanted to hear them
I
like
know.
bust out.
It was. I think it was like the country category.
Uh-huh.
It's like I got this. I got this. And he just blanks. I felt for you, Clay.
It's okay. They needed to.
You're a winner in my book.
I love it. You're a winner in my book. She's flirting with the screen.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of the opposing singing teams, we've got Das Sound Machine, DSM,
Wow.
from Germany.
First of all, they were amazing. I'm really into like EDM and that
bit.
sort of like. I wouldn't say
she's
like
really into
She's
it.
so
techno,
into
but
EDM.
I love like doots, doots, and it was just it was solid. It was so good. But yeah, we'll get into the final performances later. But wow,
They were intense.
yeah,
They were.
My Go ahead.
With how Becca was reacting to the girl. You smell like cinnamon.
I love that how that like was throughout the whole movie. 'Cause
She's just like, can't get it.
I can't. You're just so perfect. I can't insult you. And Anna Kendrick delivered those lines really well.
Yeah.
was
She was
good.
really great. And so the guy from that team was Flula, who is
Flula.
a YouTube sensation. He's a German DJ. Sometimes DJ Flula,
love
but
Flula.
just goes by Flula.
Okay.
And he put a video up on his YouTube where he interviewed some of the people from the movie and then remixed the interview into a song,
course
which we're
he
going to
did.
play now.
Wow.
Flula.
It's really weird.
Flula. I just like saying his name.
Like Flula. You have to watch more of his videos. They're like actually very hilarious.
She's on fire! She's on fire! She's on fire!
And Clueless in it.
What?
Dance? Something like that?
That was excellent and amazing and better than anything I would have expected in my life.
Out of me.
And in the history of other humans as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Wow,
that's
wow,
Flula.
wow.
I will definitely be checking out more of his videos.
Yeah, and he's like these other ones. He's like, there's like a GPS booty song. It's so funny. I just like fell down the rabbit hole a little bit, and now I feel like my night's gonna be lost to that.
The hot mess. I say hot mess like it's my job. I'm like, oh my god, she's a hot mess. Oh my god, this is a hot mess. Describing anything and everything.
I always describe
So-
myself as one.
I would never describe you as a hot mess.
no.
But so that line, he's like, what do you call it when there's a mess and you heat it up? I don't even know. I can't even do it justice. But I think I was crying. I was laughing so hard. And I even saw that line in the promo. I knew it was coming, but he did such a good job.
It was great.
It was so funny, and it was somebody was talking to me. They're like, "Oh, that guy's a YouTube star." I was like, "What? He's just like an actor, whatever." And no, he's like,
Their choreography
funny.
was intense. Those
Yeah.
performances.
Yeah, especially
were
at the end with
awesome.
the fire in the back. It was
Yeah.
like, and the leather, like, what is it, like a kilt or something, they
Something
were
like
wearing?
that.
Or, I don't know. It was.
They were hot.
fierce.
they were definitely hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got our cameos, and of course, one of my favorites, also from Pitch Perfect 1, came back for Pitch Perfect 2, is Gail and John, the announcers,
They're the best.
which is Elizabeth Banks and John Michael Huggins.
I'm so happy
Higgins.
I mean, obviously they had to come back. But the interaction between those two characters, so good. And I just love the voice that Elizabeth Banks uses. And she even like says it when they're in the office.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm sorry, I just can't, like,
I can't turn it off.
can't turn it off. And you're just like, but that's what those people would sound like if you're like, do a podcast about a cappella groups.
Yeah. Was he a little creepy this time around?
He was creepy last
He made
time,
a-
too.
yeah, he
Creepy
was.
both times.
So funny.
He's inappropriate. It was a little inappropriate.
But I feel like with our setup, we can kind of channel them because we're podcast style.
Oh.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we should talk like them the rest of the
I
time.
don't think I can do that.
No, neither can I.
You guys, I think that we're fine talking about Pitch Perfect.
I can't do it.
No? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, but of course, we bring Elizabeth Banks back. Their characters are really fun, and this time she directs, which, you know, was a big decision for her because it didn't only affect her, it affects her family.
Yeah.
You know, she's got children, and her husband is the other producer. So what Shelley said in our interview is that it was really good for them in a way that it was like a family thing.
Right.
Because the husband could be there, she could be there, and
The kids could be there.
It's awesome.
Like I said in the beginning, it's great that the studio let her take the reins on this one. And I think she more than proved herself. And I hope we see more of Elizabeth Banks directed films. It may be a Pitch Perfect 3.
yeah.
But even other ones, I think, I mean, if you really look back over her career, she's done a lot and everything. I mean, everyone kind of remembers her for the comedic roles, but she has some serious roles in there that she's just as good in. So, like, I mean, Hunger Games. Come on. There's just like there's so many aspects to her that I had no doubt that she could pull this off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a preview of a movie she's going to be in soon, which is about the Beach Boys, and it's a dramatic role, and she looks like she's going to be, of course, she's going to be fantastic. I love you, Elizabeth Banks.
I know. I just kind of want to be her.
I also watched recently her movie called Walk of Shame with James Marsden.
I never saw that.
It was cute.
I want to
Yeah?
see it.
It's very cute. She's
I'll
so
watch
funny.
it. But yeah, she's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think she's fabulous. And what else was fabulous? The musical numbers. We can't talk about Pitch Perfect 2
Okay.
without the
The
musical numbers.
music.
Oh, Peggy's got
I
something to
have
say.
one.
Peggy, you have something to say?
They played Narrow, and I lost my marbles.
Okay, so explain to us what's now,
Yeah,
because
'cause
I don't quite get it.
I
the
don't really know
Promises
what
song.
that is.
Let's hear it.
It's an electronic band, and
So of course Pegah loves it.
right. But yeah, Promises, that's probably their most famous song that I guess Skrillex later remixed. But anyways,
how does
I
it go?
digress. Promises. You can remember? It was like one of their big numbers.
I just want to hear you.
But
do
yeah,
it.
Okay, so where were they in the movie?
I don't remember. Where were they?
Was it a Das Down Machine piece, or was it somebody else?
I think no. It was
No, it was
the
the Bellas.
Bellas.
Oh, okay.
It was the Bellas.
Is it when they were in gold?
Yes.
Okay, because that was like the only one where I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, and that
Well,
one
that
went
performance
crazy.
was a hot mess.
Yeah.
Because some people were lit on fire.
Yeah.
And there was some hula hoops.
Somebody rolling in the back.
I know, that got me. I was like, this
And the
is crazy.
fire.
And the outfits.
Yeah, it was not
it was
good.
which it was supposed to be a not good
Yeah, because they were
experience.
trying something different and it did not work.
They were
This is it.
And you keep telling me,
Oh.
telling me that you'll be sweet, and you never wanna leave my side.
Tell us why you love this
I don't
song.
break these promises.
That's wonderful.
Tell us
It's
why
so
you
good.
love this song.
Well, because
though.
I met my boyfriend at a Narrow show. That's why.
So that's why she
so
loves
she's-
it. But that performance was probably one of my least favorites because it was such a hot mess.
Yeah, it was. It was. That was before camp. But they needed that to really
They
give
needed to
them
hit
to
rock
push.
bottom.
Yes.
And then they go to camp.
And then they go to camp, and then we get one of my favorite cameos, is Anna Camp.
Anna Camp.
Yeah,
Anna
she's
Camp.
back.
You know
she
that
was
she
Aubrey.
dates your boy in real life.
Who's my boy?
Jesse.
Jesse.
I mean,
who?
Skylar Austin.
No, you said that earlier today. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you can't have him, Anna Camp.
Take him.
like for reals?
Yeah, I've
reals?
seen them at a restaurant here in LA. They're
She's so
super cute.
devastated.
Like how long has it been?
Since Pitch Perfect 1.
Is it like
How serious is
It's-
how
it?
serious?
I think it's pretty serious.
How serious are
I'm
you with
sorry.
your
I
boyfriend?
might have made Pegah cry.
You broke promises. Even though we didn't promise him to you, but
Yeah. Well, they make a hot couple. I'll say that.
yeah.
I like the camp, and there was a lot of singing at camp. They sing a lot of like the older songs, and Becca's like, "What's the deal?" He's like, "We're trying to find our sound," which it all worked in her crazy mind. It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love them going through the obstacles and the mud
Yeah.
and like the crazy training and the bear traps were hilarious.
I kind of want to. Do you think they actually like it happened, or was that a stunt double?
Oh, probably a stunt double.
Because I feel like that would be kind of fun when you know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not if you're like walking around in the woods and it just happens, but like if you like, it's probably like a really crazy ride to
That
just get
would
like,
be.
swept up.
All right, we'll send you on that mission.
Got it.
You report back.
Got it.
You report back with that.
No worries.
But like Anna Camp's character Aubrey, like I remember her in True Blood, so it was kind of creepy because she's like a creepy character in True Blood. This like crazy super Christian like
I never watched that.
vigilante.
Yeah.
She's awesome in it. But then watching this, and I'm like, I'm supposed to like her, but like I don't.
Well, you almost like hate her / like
Yeah.
her because she's so intense, but she has the best of intentions.
Yeah.
And I loved how they picked this profession for her because
She has found her calling.
It's her. Yeah.
It's her. Like that perfectly fits her personality. So I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, the first one I didn't like her at all. Like she would just get under my skin. But this one, she like wanted the best for the Bella. She wasn't too controlling. It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
And then they did find their song around their sound around
sound.
the campfire.
Yeah.
When they're all talking about like what I'm gonna miss I'm not gonna miss school. I'm gonna miss you guys.
Yeah, I like how they're talking about their future too, because they do need to think about their future. They're in college. The Bellas don't last forever.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like, yes, girl power. You can be what you want to be.
And then what does Amy say where she's like, I'm going to be raising Bumper's child, or Bumper comes
she's
out.
Like,
She's
I'm
gonna
gonna
live in Tulsa.
cuddling with my fiance Bumper.
Oh, yeah.
Bumper.
I got a little
Bumper.
nervous because she was like saying she's going to Tulsa. I was like, don't go to Tulsa. That's where I hurt my leg.
Oh, that has bad memories.
It's
for
bad
her,
memories
though.
for me, but that was her goal.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna be with her fiance Bumper. And she's
Bumper.
like, I'm in love with Bumper.
And then what does Chloe decide to do? She just decides to graduate finally.
I think so.
I think that's
She's
all
just
her
ready
She's
to.
just like, I'm gonna
We'll take it
graduate.
one step at a time with her.
One
okay?
step, baby steps.
Baby steps. It's been 6 years.
It's been a really long time.
Been a really long time.
But then our next musical number is Amy singing to Bumper, trying to get him back because she broke his heart a little bit earlier in the movie by rejecting him, like, because he was like, let's really do this.
It was amazing. It
was great.
When she's paddling and she's like, I didn't realize how big this lake was. It's so good. But like the perfect song choice.
Remind me
we
the
belong
song.
together.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And the car comes and she's like, she can't cross it.
Go. What are you doing?
Yeah,
and then you see him like kind of deny it a little bit.
And she says that she's doing a solo, to the car. She's like, I'm doing a solo. Get out of my way.
Great scene.
Oh man.
is.
Are you playing it?
I was just making sure it was We Belong by Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the feels.
All the feels. I love that you're singing.
Thanks.
Are you a karaoke
I'm
junkie?
obsessed with
Yeah, karaoke.
karaoke.
Oh, I see.
Morning,
I get it.
noon, and night. I'll
Now
go.
we get it.
I grew up with karaoke, so it gives me a little a little shell shock.
That's a tough song to sing, I feel like.
It's high.
She killed it.
My favorite part is when she's trying to cross the street and the car's there. And she's like, "What? Go!"
Yeah.
Oh, come on. And then they have a really inappropriate makeout sesh.
Yeah, everybody's
On the front.
leaving.
I know, all the guys.
As they would.
I mean,
They
come
were
on.
great. They were great. I wish
They're
that
my
they would have
favorite.
had a song together.
Together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I liked. So what was our next musical numbers after that? Is it?
Don't they just go to the world
Well,
or
we
no?
had we had the music battle.
Oh yeah,
The music
riff.
battle, which had a lot of really fun songs in it, which was a kind of a throwback to the first movie. They had a sing
Riff
off,
off, yeah.
which was really fun. And then we have Emily and Becca
in the studio.
Yeah, they
recording
go to
the studio.
That's right.
That was really when they play it for the producer and you hear it back and you kind of, like you said, that was kind of the downfall in the beginning and this is what's going to save them at the end. And it's Becca finding her calling because she couldn't find the words. And she just, she was all concerned. It's like, I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
And it was finding, the partnership between her and Emily to kind of combine forces and their, advantages or talents is what I'm
Right.
trying to say. It came out really well.
It's a huge risk to take, though. Playing an original song, you don't know how the audience is going to receive it, and they loved it. So, and the judges too.
I need to download that song too.
Yeah.
I don't know where I've been. I need to get the whole soundtrack.
Yeah. They released that song as a single. Jessie J sang "Flashlight."
I love
Love me
Jessie
some
J.
Jessie J.
She's so underrated. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah. She's fabulous.
She is fabulous. She can do no wrong.
And so then we get to the finally we get to Worlds, and there's lots of little snippets of songs from other a cappella groups who are real a cappella groups.
I love that they actually use real a cappella groups. And I thought I love montages in fun movies.
Me too.
Like
It's
you
the
said,
best.
when they were going through the mud and the obstacle course, I love that scene. I love how they piece together because obviously you can't show everyone, but it was a good thing to show little pieces of every little group because it was world, so you have a cappella groups from around the world.
Right.
Yeah. So it was really great. And then we get to our Das Sound Machine.
Das Sound Machine.
They do their final number, and this is what our Barden Bellas are going up against. So what do you guys think about that final number?
I was smiling ear to ear, and I feel like I was disrupting the people behind me.
Were
'cause
you
I was I was swaying to it, and I must have been
They're
all
Das
over.
Sound Machine.
But yeah, they were so good.
They were great.
Fire was intense.
But even the precision of they would be in line and arms that would match up and the choreography was just crazy.
I loved it.
Yeah, and then we get our Barden Bellas.
Our Barden Bellas.
Our Barden Bellas come out with their song, and they start with like "Who Run the World" kind of thing, like girl power kind of thing, and then it gets quiet, and then the girls sing the original number.
The original song and then the boys. I can't believe the boys traveled to Copenhagen, were they?
Yeah.
To support them, but whatever.
And I loved how they had their little kiss. And it was so cute.
But they pass out flashlights to everyone. I mean, that was great. I loved it. And like we said before, all the old, Barden Bellas.
The legacy.
The legacy is coming out. Robin Roberts showing up in the crowd.
Yeah.
It was
They
great.
don't even like mention her. She's just like in it.
And Anna Camp comes back, which is fun. Like she got to be in a musical number.
Yeah.
So, and I just thought it was a good ending.
Totally.
Closing. It was
Loved
the
it.
message too, because like they were each other's flashlights.
Oh.
Hashtag make Pegah cry.
I try every time.
Every time.
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Oh, you definitely will.
Trust, when there's like a really sad movie which we inevitably will, it's Cheers to Chick Flicks.
The next Nicholas Spark movie, we'll just have her.
Done.
We're just like Pegah with some tissues.
I bawled in Interstellar for like an hour.
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it was intense.
It was intense.
All right, so then there are talks of potentially a Pitch Perfect 3. Now, did you guys hear, is it like official, or is it just still
What I've heard is just rumors.
okay?
Yeah,
From what I
just
understand, it's just
But-
rumors.
I also don't want to ruin. Like, this was a sequel, and sequels aren't always the best. Like, you achieved what so many people don't achieve with sequels, that I actually
Right.
kind of like this one better than the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna have that
This
love
is not
with
a trilogy.
with a third. You know?
Yeah, so apparently this and Austin Powers were the only two movies where the sequel did better in the theaters than the original. I agree with you, like don't touch it, but they did set it up for 3, Haley, what's her character's name? Emily is going to be like the new lead of the house and everybody's graduating.
Well, that's the thing. That's the only way they could do it is like if it's a whole new cast except for Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Which
little
I
cameos.
get you can do, little cameos. And
Yeah.
I get you can just do like a pitch perfect it's like a theme, but it's not like, it's more just like the a cappella group, but it's going to be new
not gonna-
people. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Oh, she's very...
I'm really upset about Pitch Perfect 3.
Oh, so Kate's vote is
I say no.
no.
I say yes. I need some more singing.
Yeah, I don't know.
For
I
sure.
say no. Let's just make a new a cappella movie.
I think you quit when you're at the high point, and they really hit the high point with the sequel.
Yeah, because I feel like if they go forward, it's going to become like Glee when they had the new students, and it was just like,
It didn't really work.
Oh.
yeah.
I feel like they're going to find a way to nicely tie them back in and keep most of the cast.
All right, Pegah trusts always the
I
optimist.
trust.
Elizabeth Banks has far too many amazing ideas. She'll make the next so-called Pitch Perfect, and we'll love that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry
no,
to burst your bubble.
now, if they do it and Elizabeth Banks is on it, I mean, no matter what, if it happens, we're going to see it.
We're gonna watch it
Yeah,
for sure.
obviously.
But I just think that they ended it perfectly.
Yeah.
Pitch perfect.
Pitch perfectly.
That's very nice and a very good note for us to end on. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies.
Thank
for
you.
our Cheers to Chick Flicks on Pitch Perfect 2. Let's tell everyone where they can find you.
Oh, okay. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, pretty much all social media at Pegah Rad.
You can find me on all social media at Kate Aquillano.
Oh, and I guess, yeah, because we were, let's recap the drink one more time because,
Yes.
you know.
This was really good.
I know,
Good
right?
choice.
All right, Pegah,
Thank
break
you.
it down for us.
The gumdrop cocktail, 1 part vanilla or whipped cream vodka, 2 parts lemon lime or cream soda, 1/4 part liquor, flavored liqueur, and then just some, like colorful
garnishes.
sugar, little garnishes for your glass, and that's it.
Yeah, yummy, yummy,
choice.
yummy. Yeah, so
Yeah.
make sure you do follow us all on Twitter. That's how you can get the recipes for next week's Cheers to Chick Flicks, which we're going to decide what we're going to cover next. There's a lot of
We'll
good
let you
options
know.
out there.
We'll tweet you.
A lot of good options out there. So make sure you do follow the Popcorn Talk Network on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Twitter. I'm Marielou Mandl. You can find me on all social media at Marielou Mandl, and we will see you next time.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers!
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.